This is how Elon Musk, CEO of Tesla, SpaceX, and 3 other companies, manages to fit what most would consider impossible into a single day. In this video, I'll take you through the exact routine of Elon Musk, from his 6 hours of sleep to his time-blocking technique that allows him to run multiple billion-dollar companies simultaneously. I'll uncover how Musk pushed through what he calls the most excruciating period of his entire career, sleeping on Tesla's factory floor for days at a time, and the shocking moment he came very close to dying that fundamentally altered his perspective on time and urgency. Experiences that shaped his extreme approach to productivity and life. And I'll also reveal the productivity method that Musk claims changed his life, but that most people completely misunderstand. Let's start. Musk typically wakes up around 7 a.m. when staying at his primary residence in Texas. Despite running 5 companies, he doesn't immediately jump into emails or meetings. Look at these 2 morning routines. One belongs to most executives and one belongs to Elon Musk. Can you spot the key difference that might explain his extraordinary productivity? I try to avoid checking my phone first thing in the morning, Musk revealed in an interview with Joe Rogan. Instead, he spends about 30 minutes addressing critical emails that require his immediate attention. Why does one of the world's busiest executives deliberately avoid the standard morning email check most of us do? The answer reveals the first key to his productivity system. Musk understands something most people don't. Reactive work destroys creative thinking. By controlling his morning information flow, he preserves his best cognitive energy for his most important problems. After his selective email check, Musk typically showers and has breakfast. His morning meal is often simple. He's mentioned in interviews having an omelette, coffee, and sometimes skipping breakfast altogether when he's in a rush, eating only half a donut. I don't really think much about what I eat, Musk told AutoBuild. Food is just something that gives me energy to do other things. But here's where his routine becomes distinctly unusual. Before his first meeting, Musk does something that Stanford neuroscientists have identified as crucial for creative problem solving. He allocates specific time for what he calls critical thinking about the biggest challenges facing his companies. I think about the set of things that are troubling me the most, Musk explained during a documentary. This deliberate problem-solving time is baked into his schedule, not left to chance. Take a look at this calendar structure. Before I explain whose it is, what patterns do you notice about how the days are organized? What might this tell you about the person it belongs to? This is based on how Elon Musk organizes his entire work week. He divides his calendar into 5-minute slots and follows what he calls time blocking. Each day of the week is devoted primarily to a specific company. Mondays and Thursdays focused on SpaceX. Tuesdays and Wednesdays devoted to Tesla. Fridays split between Tesla, SpaceX, and his other ventures. But how does he maintain the mental bandwidth to switch between rocket science and electric vehicle manufacturing in the same day? Think about your computer with multiple programs running. When you have too many open at once, the system slows down. Musk's solution? According to him, it's about creating distinct mental context. I think of my time at each company as being in a different operating system, he explained to Y Combinator. It's like Windows and Mac OS. Different mental models, different teams, different problems. This context switching approach allows him to be fully present at each company rather than constantly juggling all 5 simultaneously. But the real secret lies in how he conducts meetings. Musk follows what former Tesla employees call the 2-pizza rule, limiting most meetings to groups small enough to be fed by 2 pizzas. More importantly, he's notorious for walking out of meetings if he feels his time isn't being used effectively. Walk out of a meeting or drop off a call as soon as it's obvious you aren't adding value, Musk wrote in an email to Tesla employees that later became public. It is not rude to leave. It is rude to make someone stay and waste their time. When most people face a complex problem, they typically look at how others have solved similar challenges and build on those solutions. But this creates an invisible constraint. Can you guess what it is? The constraint is that you inherit all the limitations of the original approach. Musk breaks free from this using what he calls first principles thinking. Instead of reasoning by analogy, doing things because that's how they've always been done, he breaks problems down to their fundamental truths and builds solutions from the ground up. I think it's important to reason from first principles rather than by analogy. Musk explained in an interview with Kevin Rose. The normal way we conduct our lives is we reason by analogy. We are doing this because it's like something else that was done, or it is like what other people are doing. Consider this. For decades, the auto industry accepted that electric vehicle batteries would always be expensive. Most companies thought incrementally, how can we make batteries 10% cheaper? But Musk asked a fundamentally different question. What are batteries made of at the elemental level, and what is the market value of those elements? The answer led to a stunning realization. The raw materials in batteries cost far less than the batteries themselves. This thinking led to the creation of the Gigafactory, which dramatically reduced battery costs through scale and vertical integration. It's like the difference between trying to build a faster horse versus inventing the automobile. One improves the existing paradigm, the other creates an entirely new one. But this approach has a significant cost. Musk works between 80 to 100 hours per week, averaging about 16 hours a day. During Tesla's most difficult production periods, he's even slept on the factory floor. But this approach has a significant cost that few would be willing to pay. During what Musk describes as production hell in 2017 to 2018, Tesla was hemorrhaging around $100 million weekly trying to meet Model 3 production goals. With bankruptcy looming, Musk took extreme measures that shocked even his closest colleagues. I was working 7 days a week sleeping in the factory, Musk revealed in a tearful New York Times interview. There were times when I didn't leave the factory for 3 or 4 days. The makeshift bed he used, a sleeping bag, on a couch beneath the manufacturing equipment, surrounded by the constant noise of an active factory, became a symbol of his desperate commitment. There were times when I was working literally 120 hours. This has really come at the expense of seeing my kids and seeing friends, Musk admitted, his voice breaking during the interview. He even missed his own birthday celebration with his children. This past year has been the most difficult and painful year of my career, he confessed. It was excruciating. What drives someone to these extremes? For Musk, it wasn't just about business success. He had staked his entire reputation on Tesla's mission to accelerate sustainable energy. Despite his grueling schedule, Musk maintains remarkable focus through several unconventional productivity techniques. I'm gonna show you 3 productivity habits Musk uses. Each one contradicts conventional wisdom. See if you can identify why they work for him, but might not work for everyone. First, he's mastered the art of batched communication. Rather than being constantly available, Musk processes emails in specific time blocks, typically early morning and late evening. Second, when he does communicate, he practices what productivity experts call extreme clarity. In a leaked email to Tesla staff, Musk wrote, "Don't use acronyms or nonsense words for objects, software, or processes. In general, anything that requires an explanation inhibits communication." Third, and perhaps most counterintuitive, his approach to scheduling. Most people think 5 minutes is not enough time to get anything significant done. But it is if you're focused. Musk explained at a 2018 conference, 5-minute time blocks allow me to optimize every single minute of my day. Did you spot why these techniques work for Musk? They all serve one purpose: eliminating what he views as productivity thieves. Fuzzy communication, interruptions, and wasted time between tasks, but they require an almost superhuman level of discipline that few can maintain. While most executives protect their calendars, Musk does something different. He encourages direct communication when it's truly needed. Communication should travel via the shortest path necessary to get the job done, not through the chain of command. He wrote to SpaceX employees, "Any manager who attempts to enforce chain of command communication will soon find themselves working elsewhere." This direct communication approach extends to decision making. Musk despises unnecessary meetings, noting in a company-wide email, "Excessive meetings are the blight of big companies and almost always get worse over time." Outside of work, Musk maintains several habits that he credits with sustaining his energy and creativity, though his resilience has been tested in extreme ways throughout his life. In 2000, following a trip to Brazil and South Africa, Musk contracted a severe case of falciparum malaria, the deadliest form of the disease. "I came very close to dying," Musk later revealed in interviews. He lost 45 pounds during his recovery and was hospitalized for 2 weeks. "That's my lesson for taking a vacation. Vacation will kill you. Musk joked grimly after the experience. The brush with death didn't slow him down. If anything, friends and colleagues noted it seemed to intensify his work ethic and sense of urgency. Consider this. How might coming face to face with your mortality change your relationship with time? For Musk, it appears to have compressed his timeline, creating a greater sense of urgency in accomplishing his goals. Despite these challenges and his intense schedule, Musk aims for approximately 6 hours of sleep per night. He typically goes to bed around 1 a.m. and wakes up at 7 a.m., though this varies during critical production periods. I tried sleeping less, but then total productivity decreases, Musk told Joe Rogan. I don't find that I need more than 6 hours to be productive. For physical health, Musk has admitted he struggles to maintain a consistent exercise routine, but tries to fit in some form of physical activity a few times per week. He's noted that he particularly enjoys playing with his children as a form of natural exercise. What about nutrition? Musk has confessed to having a sweet tooth and enjoying French cuisine, but during intensive work periods, he often skips breakfast and eats primarily during dinner meetings, his one consistent nutritional habit. Diet Coke. I got so freaking jacked that I seriously started to feel like I was losing my peripheral vision. Musk once tweeted about his caffeine consumption during Tesla's Model 3 production ramp. Beyond physical habits, Musk is a voracious reader. He famously taught himself rocket science by reading textbooks and talking to experts. When asked how he learned so much, he simply replied, "I read books." What's remarkable isn't just that Musk endured the production hell, period, but that it wasn't the first time he faced potential catastrophe. We've uncovered Elon Musk's daily system, from his morning critical thinking time to his extreme time blocking technique. But here's a question worth considering. Is this a blueprint to follow or a cautionary tale? Musk's day represents an extreme version of productivity that few could or should replicate entirely. His 16-hour workdays and constant company switching come at significant personal cost. But the principles behind his schedule reveal strategies anyone can apply. Block time for deep thinking before reactive work. Organize days around themes to reduce context switching. Break problems down to first principles. Communicate with extreme clarity. Eliminate meetings that don't add value. The question isn't whether you should work 100-hour weeks like Musk. It's which of these principles could transform your own productivity if applied consistently. As Musk himself put it, if you want to improve productivity, don't focus on working harder. Focus on eliminating the things that waste your time. You've learned how one of the world's most productive people structures his time. If you found this breakdown valuable, hit subscribe for that deep dive into the psychology behind extraordinary productivity. And let me know in the comments which of Musk's principles you're most interested in trying yourself. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.